Dear students, in the last class we learnt about the geometry of complexes with coordination number is equal to 4. They have a two hybridizations are possible. First one is tetrahedral and second one is square planar. For tetrahedral there will be a sp3 hybridization, and for square planar there is dsp2 or sp2d. Here d is first, that should be inner shell complexes. The D is here last, that is outer shell complexes. The example for square planar complexes is, first one is tetracyanonickelate 2 ion. In that the outermost shell electronic configuration is 3d8 4s2. We have to calculate the oxidation number of nickel plus 2. Here 2 electrons will be lost. The nickel is, the electronic configuration of nickel 2 plus ion is here. Here the cyanide is the strong ligand, so the pairing up is possible. Then dsp2 hybridization. Here there is no unpaired electrons are present. It is diamagnetic and low spin complexes. It is also square planar. The structure of this complex is here. Okay. Next, second one is tetraamine copper 2 ion. This is the outermost shell electronic configuration, and also the oxidation number of copper is plus 2. Okay, and in that ammonia is the weak ligand and also neutral charge, so the pairing up is not possible. Here one of the electrons should be gets into the 4p orbital, so the one of the p orbital should be filled by one electron. Only two orbitals are vacated. Okay, in that we need a 4 empty hybrid orbitals to form the bond formation with ammonia. Here 1 2 3 and one of them 4d, so sp2 dehybridization, and here there will be presence of unpaired electrons, so it is a paramagnetic and high spin complexes, and this is the structure. Okay, next is tetrahedral complexes are there, that is sp3 hybridization, tetraamine zinc 2 ions. The outermost shell of the electronic configuration of zinc is 3d10 4s2, and this is the oxidation number of zinc, and this is the electronic configuration. Here there is no unpaired electrons are present, so it is diamagnetic in nature, and it is tetrahedral sp3 hybridization, and this is the structure of complexes. And next is tetracarbonyl nickel 0. It means this complex should not carry any charge, and the oxidation state is also a 0, and this is the electronic configuration. And here tetracarbonyl, in that this 4s orbital should be guessed into the 3d orbital, because in the nickel the electronic configuration in d orbital is 8. Here there is only 2 electrons is needed to complete the completely filled electronic configuration, so that's why these 2 electrons should be goes to the d orbital. Then this is d orbital is filled. This is the sp3 hybridization, and it is tetrahedral, and it is also diamagnetic because there is no presence of unpaired electrons. Okay, in that there will be limitations of VBT. He does not explain the stability of complexes and also distortion of the geometry, because in copper 2 plus ion it has a 6 ligands. That 6 ligands are same, so its structure gets distorted. He does not explain. He explains only inner and outer orbital. It cannot explain color of complexes, and he cannot explain the magnetic behavior. He explains only about the magnetic properties, whether either it is a diamagnetic or a paramagnetic. This is all about the limitations of VBT. Next will be the crystal field theory. Okay, in that crystal field theory means we have to know about the features of crystal field theory. Mainly we have to know about the features of crystal field theory. In that, first feature is central metal ion is surrounded by ligands which contain one or more lone pair of electrons. It means when central metal ion is surrounded by some ligands. Here I am taking M is the central metal ion, L is the ligand. This metal ion should be surrounded by 4 ligands which contains a one or more lone pair of electrons. Okay, this is all about the features of one of the features of CFT. CFT means crystal field theory. Okay, next, second feature is bonding between the central metal ion. The bonding between the central metal ion and ligands arises from purely electrostatic interaction. Bonding between the central metal ion and ligands arises from purely electrostatic interaction. Here, the metal and the ligand should be bonded. The metal and the ligand should be bonded. This bonding will be purely by electrostatic interaction. Okay, this will be the second feature of CFT. Okay, next, the third feature is metal ion and ligands. Metal ion and ligands do not mix their orbitals to share electrons. Okay, here you have to know about that metal ions and ligands do not mix their orbitals to share electrons. Okay, in that you have to know about that in VBT there will be hybridization will takes place. There will be hybridization is taking place. Okay, hybridization means intermixing of orbital. Hybridization means intermixing of orbitals. Okay, intermixing of orbitals means there are s, p, d, f orbitals are there. The intermixing between s, p, d, f orbitals. You have to know about that. There will be different hybridization will be carried out in VBT, that is sp3, sp3, sp2d, dsp2 or dsp3 or sp3d. Here there will be intermixing between s and p and spd. This will be the formation in VBT. Here when the intermixing of orbitals are formed, that will be electrons will be shared. Okay, when the intermixing of orbital should be carried out, in that the sharing of electrons will be takes place. But in the CFT, metal ion and ligands do not mix their orbitals. Here it means in CFT the hybridization will not takes place. The hybridization will not takes place. Will not takes place. Okay, that should be call it as a third features of CFT. Here metal ion and ligand do not mix their orbitals, so that's why there will be no mixing of orbitals sp3, sp2d, whatever it may be. The hybridization will not takes place. This is all about the third feature. Here last feature is the degeneracy of d orbitals. The degeneracy of d orbitals in the metal ion is destroyed by the ligands. Is destroyed by the ligands. when a complex is formed. This is the last feature of CFT, in that the degeneracy of d orbitals in the metal ion. It means we have to know about that. What is degeneracy? Degeneracy means the number of electron present in different state, but they have equal energy. They have equal energy is called degeneracy. Here they are telling the degeneracy of d orbitals. They are telling only degeneracy of d orbitals in the metal ion. It means the metal is in d block element. Okay, in that degeneracy means for d orbital they have a 10 electrons is present. 10 electron is present. They are in different state. Okay, they are in different state but have a equal energy. That should be called it as a degeneracy. Here this degeneracy of d orbitals of metal ion is destroyed by the ligands. It means some metal is there that should be present in d orbital. This will be bonded with 6 ligands. One of the complex is formed. When the complex is formed, the degeneracy of d orbital in the metal ion. This metal ion is destroyed. It means simply some of the d orbitals, in generally we know that some of the d orbitals gets into higher energy. Some of the d orbital gets into higher energy and some of them gets into lower energy. Okay, it means here there is 10 electrons, but in the d orbitals 5 suborbitals are there. 5 suborbitals. In that 3 and this should be divided into 3 and 2 suborbitals. When the degeneracy of d orbitals of the metal ion is destroyed, it means some of the d orbital gets into higher energy and some of them gets into lower energy. It means these 5 orbitals should be divided into 3 suborbitals and 2 suborbitals. Here some of the 3 orbitals gets into higher energy, or this should be gets into lower energy, or a vice versa. This should be called it as a fourth feature. The degeneracy of d orbitals in the metal ion is destroyed by the ligands when complex is formed. Here it means the d orbitals, it has a 5 suborbitals are there, that should be divided. Splitting is possible. Okay, the splitting of electrons in the d orbital should be possible. That splitting is called it as a crystal field splitting. It means the splitting of d orbitals in the metal ion into sets of orbitals. It means these 5 suborbitals should be splitting into 3 and 2. Okay, somewhere it is gets into higher energy and it is gets into lower energy, or somewhere it is gets into higher energy and it is gets into lower energy. This field of splitting is called it as a crystal field splitting. crystal field splitting. Okay, CFS, crystal field splitting. All of you get it? What is crystal field splitting? It means the splitting of d orbitals of the metal ion, the splitting of d orbitals of the metal ion into sets of orbitals having different energies. It means there will be no equal energy. Degeneracy means they have a equal energy, but in the splitting takes place, the orbitals, it means the electron present in the central metal ion should have the different energies. That crystal field splitting is called it as a crystal field splitting. Okay, here the metal, it is belongs to d block elements. This metal contains a d orbitals. That d orbital should be splitting up with different energies. That energy is called as a crystal field splitting. Okay, this is all about the features of crystal field theory. First one is central metal ion is surrounded by ligands which contains a one or more lone pair of electrons, and second one is bonding between the central metal ion and a ligand should be arises from purely electrostatic, and third one is metal ion and ligands do not mix their orbitals to share their electrons. It means hybridization does not takes place in the crystal field theory. And last one is the degeneracy of d orbitals in the metal ion is destroyed by the ligands when complex is formed. Degeneracy means they have number of electrons in different state but have a same energy, but in the same energy should be destroyed. It means the different energy. Okay, here this metal is belongs to d block elements. It has a 5 suborbitals in that should be divided into 3 and 2 suborbitals. Here some gets higher energy and lower energy, or a vice versa. They have a different energies. Okay, this splitting is called it as a crystal field splitting. This is all about the features of crystal field theory. Before going to the crystal field splitting theory for some complexes, we have to know about the grouping of d orbitals into T2G and EG sets. In that, I was explaining the features of CFT. The d orbital should have the degeneracy. In that d orbital should be bonded with the ligands. The degeneracy is destroyed. It means the degeneracy means they have a same energy, but here in the degeneracy is absent. They have a different energies. The d orbital should be divided into 3 and 2 suborbitals. It means T2G and EG sets. Okay, here the d orbitals are oriented in different directions. They are oriented in different direction. Okay, this side or this side, whatever it may be, they have a different directions. When ligands approach towards central metal ion, d orbitals are split into 2 sets. Okay, when the ligands approaches towards central metal ion, okay, the d orbitals are split into 2 sets, that is T2G and EG sets. This T2G and EG sets, that should be depending upon the interaction of ligands with d orbitals. This T2G and EG sets, that should be depending upon the interaction. What are the interactions that should be taking place of ligands with the d orbitals? With the d orbitals means with central metal ion. These 2 points should be important. The d orbitals are oriented in different direction in space. When ligands approach towards central metal ion, that d orbitals, it means the central metal ions that should be belongs to d orbitals, are split into 2 sets. One is T2G and other is EG, depending on the interaction of ligands with d orbitals. We know that d orbitals have the 5 suborbitals. Okay, that is dxy, dyz, dxz, dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay, first is T2G set of orbitals. This set of orbitals contains dxy, dyz, dxz. Okay, this set of orbitals contains dxy, dyz, dxz. These orbitals, these loops lie in between the axes. There should be, these three orbitals should be lie in between the axes. That should be called it as a non-axial orbitals. That should be called it as a non-axial orbitals. And second one is EG set of orbitals. It means this set includes dx square minus y square and dz square. These loops lie along the axis, and it is called it as a axial orbitals. Okay, I am telling you again, there is T2G and EG sets are there. This set includes dxy, dyz, dxz. This three orbitals lie between the axes, so it is non-axial orbitals. EG sets, that is dx square minus y square and dz square, this should be lie along the axis, is called a axial orbitals. Okay, this will about the T2G and EG set. Including that, we have to know about that in case of free metal ion, all the 5d orbitals have the same energy. Okay, you have to listen here. In the case of free metal ion, all the 5d orbitals have the same energy. It means that is degeneracy. Okay, when that central metal ion is surrounded by a uniformly spread by negative charges, it means the ligand here Ml6 is there. Okay, this metal ion have a same energy. Okay, this metal ion should be surrounded by a 6 ligands uniformly spread negative charges. Here this ligand has a negative charge and also a neutral, and here the negative charge should be uniformly spread by central metal ion. That negative charge have the same energy. Okay, here the energy have the same energy. If negative charges are concentrated at particular position, if this ligand charges are concentrated at one particular position, the energy of orbital lying in the direction of point charges, it means ligands, would be raised to larger extent due to electron-electron repulsion. If in case the metal, one ligand should be pointed towards this direction only. Okay, if the electron-electron repulsion is taking place, if there is electron-electron repulsion is taking place, while that energy will be decreases, and in that some ligands have the higher energy, that should be have the higher negative charges. Okay, this splitting is called it as a crystal field splitting. If you know, you have to know about that. If negative charges are concentrated at particular position, here the ligand should be concentrated at this position, the energy of orbital should be changes. Okay, that should be decreases. Okay, therefore one set of orbitals have higher energy and another set of orbitals have a lower energy. Thus the set of 5 orbitals, it means T2G and a EG set having different energies. That energy is called it as a crystal field splitting. Here the type of crystal field splitting will have a different in different complexes. Okay, different complexes and a different geometries. In the next classes we have to learn about the different complexes with the different geometries and with different coordination number. We have to know about the what are the complexes should be present in coordination number 4 and coordination number 6. Okay, we have to know about that. I am telling you again, if in case this metal ion is free, the 5d orbitals have the same energy. When the ligand should be pointed towards only at particular position, the energy should be decreases. So one of the set should be have the higher energy and one of the set should be lower energy. That crystal field splitting is called it as a crystal field splitting. Okay, in that there will be two sets. You have to know about the T2G and EG. T to G is dxy, dyz, dxz. Eg means dx square minus y square and dz square. Okay, this is all about the crystal field splitting and features. Next class we have to know about the crystal field splitting in octahedral complexes. Okay, with coordination number is equal to 6.